What's up, beautiful people? Today I'm taking a look at European exploration in the Americas. Now you are probably thinking this video is going to begin with the dude, Christopher Columbus. But fun fact, Columbus was not the first European to reach the Americas. Viking explorers actually reached the Americas about 500 years before Columbus did in 1492. They even established settlements. In spite of this fact, by the 15th century, Europeans did not know about the Americas. That stuff in the pink or orange is what Europeans knew about the world in 1492. Before I go any further, when I was in school, I was always confused about what was meant when somebody said 15th century or 20th century. So you are not as big of a moron as I was in my younger years. When we say 15th century, we mean the 1400s, and the 20th century means the 1900s. Now I know most of you probably already knew that, but the 1996 version of this dude didn't. Advances in navigation technology made these early explorations possible. For example, the sextant was created, which was used to determine latitude and longitude, and the caravel ship was a small ship invented by the Portuguese. The ship was small enough that it was capable of traveling long distances for exploration of places such as Africa and eventually the Americas. What is important about these and other items is that this new technology and innovations made European exploration possible. We also need to understand why this European exploration takes place. Why not just be cool knowing about this stuff in the orange color? If you need a simple way to remember the primary motives for European colonization of the Americas, just think of the 3 G's: gold, glory, and God. Gold represents the economic motives. The big motive was the desire to seek new markets and the wealth that could be gained from these markets. They're trying to make some money. I believe the kiddos would say Europe trying to get that bread. Another motivation behind this age of exploration was trying to get access to new trade routes. Attempting to trade with Asia back in the 14th and 15th century meant you had to deal with all sorts of middlemen along the way. Much of the areas along the way to Asia were controlled by Muslims, and that ain't gonna go over so well with the largely Christian European nations. By the end of the 15th century, Portugal and Spain sponsored expeditions that would explore and colonize the coast of West Africa and eventually the Americas. They're looking for wealth, they're looking for trade routes, and they're also hoping to increase their nation's political and economic power. So in addition, economic and military competition between different European nations was another factor for this age of exploration. As various powerful monarchies consolidated power, they sought to compete with their European rivals. As you can see on the map, Christians slowly took control over the Iberian Peninsula, and this and other events would lead to another cause of European exploration, the desire to spread Christianity. Portugal gets a jump start on overseas expansion. Prince Henry the Navigator began by trying to find a new route to Asia. In spite of Portugal's early exploration success, Spain was the first European country to reach the Americas. We all know in 1492, Christopher Columbus reaches what is today the Bahamas. Now, Columbus thought he had made it to Asia, thought he had discovered a new trade route to Asia. He's wrong. And in spite of what many people think, homeboy isn't even the first white guy to discover the Western Hemisphere. And since I took Algebra 2 3 times in high school, you know you can trust the math you see right here. Nevertheless, the search for new sources of wealth will bring more Spanish expeditions and eventually lead to the establishment of sugar plantations throughout the Caribbean, and conquistadors such as Cortez and Pizarro conquering native people to obtain wealth in the form of gold and silver. As more explorers made the trek to the Western Hemisphere, the territory of Spain increased rapidly. New sources of wealth were acquired and more people were brought under the Spanish flag and would eventually serve as potential Catholic converts. In the next video, we are going to take a look at the impact of the arrival of Columbus and other European explorers as we examine the Columbian Exchange, Spanish exploration, and conquest. Until then, thank you so much for watching. Have a beautiful day. Peace.